these boys, they are so wild and hard that they know that the police cannot do anything. They know that, but how long are we going to continue with this stand? That's the problem.
All right. If we have to, one way or the other, if we have to say, let us sympathize with the police, frankly, if you go close to police officers and you get to know the circumstance they work with or the terrain by which they work and all of that, actually, I can say, okay, we sympathize with the police. But the point there is that people are paying their taxes and they're doing their own job and fulfilling their own obligation and all of that. Now, this comes to the issue of information management. Now, there's a discrepancy between what happened in Ondo State and what the Commissioner of Police in Lagos said. The public is listening and watching and reading up on these things. You're talking about sympathizing with the police. How will people have confidence and trust in the police when there are discordant tunes from here and there? You see, that what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier. People are not being carried along and giving us the right information. The Ondo State governor or team is saying something, while Lagos State government is saying something else. The point I'm making here that I'm still repeating myself about, or let me explain what I meant by sympathizing with Nigerian police. In other crime, what is happening or what has happened is, it will not take us more than 2, 3, 4, 5 days and the boys are rescued. But here, I said it on this program again, here on TVC, how on earth will the teams of IGP from Abuja are the only one that have that equipment? Why can't us have this equipment in all the states of the federation? Why is it that, and again, if these children have not been blown the way it has gone through the media and other stuff, I'm telling you, if it's just a normal person, the family would not have waited for 60-something days. So, meaning that the police, again, do they have what to work with? That's the question I'm still asking. Again, the police, how effective are they in doing this issue of kidnapping? Right now, since kidnapping has become the order of the day, in some crime, you now have a training. Go out there and get your men trained on how to rescue victims. But is that happening right now? Again, like I keep saying, what is a private security organization doing with the police? Because private security organizations are over 5 million men who are everywhere, are supposed to be giving information. You see, public security alone cannot do this stuff. So there's a whole lot that public do not know. But like you said earlier again, I think the police need to fashion how to give information. For me, I've said it, when this kind of thing is going on, it's not press issue. You go in there, do your job. Look like, I'm sorry, a little digression. I may just apologize a few days ago for information they gave about. No, let's go and do your job. When you get to a point, come and brief the press. But not everything you say, And that's one thing about issue of fighting crime in Nigeria. We talk to the press so much that even the criminals listen and hear and strategize on their plan. So why don't us as police or as the security agency do our planning like the DSS plan? You don't know what they are doing, you don't know what they are saying, and they just boom. So I think we need to start learning that again. But with the issue of policing, that brings me to the point that whether Nigeria likes it or not, we need to start thinking about state police. Because the insecurity in this country has become second to none. It didn't take America when they started this community policing in California. I've done that research. It was when the city of California is being taken by the hoodlums, by the drug addicts, that is okay. Let's go back and start having county security. So in Nigeria, I don't know what we are afraid of. We are talking about evolution of power to the state, and some people are saying no. I'm sorry, because all this has to do with security.
The Inspector General of Police and of course some past IGPs have said that the country is not ready yet or mature.
Do you know why? Because they're still living in old school. They become an IG which year when I was still a small boy, when I was still in primary school.
But on the other hand, they understand the terrain.
They understand
the thinking of the people.
I will not buy that idea. A country that is being ravaged by criminals, a country where we know that how would you bring what's it called, an army officer from Zamfara to come and work in Mushi or come and work in Igbonla here? You see, the past AIG, bring them on the table and bring people like me on the table and let's have the debate.
Okay.
Today, the world is not a global village anymore, a global room. The point here is that we need to educate ourselves. We need to ask ourselves, what do we want?
And this seems, the kidnapping issue in Nigeria now seems to be the litmus test, really, on how the police can effectively work to protect the people of the country and, of course, various states. Yeah, some states in the country, as well as Lagos, have anti-kidnapping laws that have stiff penalties in place for kidnapped suspects. But so far, you've not seen anyone convicted. Even the so-called very popular kidnapped suspect now in police custody, Evans, is yet to be charged to court. So how kidnapping so far is seen as a lucrative business. Look at the amount of money these people got.
Let's take it from where you stop. Armed robbery is what?
High risk.
No, armed robbery. When somebody go into robbery and you kill, what's the end result? So how many robbers have been killed over the years? You heard. You see, Abia State government started this issue of kidnapping, coming up with the law that if you kidnap and you kill, and they'll kill you. Nobody, even the ones in the prison, the governors are even they don't have the liver to sign the stuff to kill these guys. Wow. The point here is that it's not about the law. These laws are there. Who is executing them? And that's what we're saying, and we keep saying that this issue of policing in Nigeria, we need to take it back home. We need to understand what's the flaw. Seriously, we can spend all the money buying the equipment, buying all the guns, buying everything. Nigerians to be carried along. I am advocating that if the Minister of Information is listening to me right now, you need to get some security consultant, private security organization, who we work with the what's it called, National Orientation Agency, to start educating Nigerians on what to do. I'm an advocate of education. That you must, Nigerians must know what to do.
All right. Well, Richard, we don't have all the time right now, but from the report we got, the narration of the students, they said they were not treated badly. And if you see them, they didn't look really emaciated. But there's still this psychological trauma. Now, going back to the schools where they were picked from and other schools and all of that, what kind of measures should be in place now so this doesn't happen again? The measure, once again, is education, educating the children. Remember, the children were profiled. I went to a school before this close of this vacation to educate the children on the issue of security, and I was telling the children that if you see a stranger who is asking you about your parents, how rich or how good, or have your parents been to America yesterday, just to try to get information, tell them no, your parents are poor. You know what a 8-year little girl told me? Uncle Richie, and I can't say something negative about my parents. That's how religious the children have become. So there's need. So I have to take it down to say, no, I'm not trying to teach you how to lie or to, there's a word they use, one religious word, say something negative. I will remember if I confess negative. Thank you. See, I don't want to confess negative about my parents. So the point here is that how do you teach the little children to know what to say, information to give about their parents? Because, like I said again, when they were being profiled, those 6 guys actually said something nice about their parents. So that's why I'm still saying that as much as physical gadgets were putting in schools, the children need to know what to say, and what I want to do, and how to go about it. And be security conscious. Thank you very much for your analysis at this time. Richard Amuwa, you're a security consultant, as we just looked at the release or the rescue of the Igbonla 6. Thank you for your time on the show. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you, sir. And this officially brings us to the end of the countdown we were doing on the kidnapped students. Yes, we are happy. 64 days on Friday that we've been following up, and we officially close that part of countdown now. The boys are back to their parents, or not necessarily to their parents, but they're back. We're happy, and that's it. So we thank everyone for keeping hold with us on this. We thank everybody who has been following this development, and we hope this doesn't happen again. That's from the point that we should be looking at it, that we do not hope to keep count of such a terrible incident again, ever again on TV.